Alrighty, welcome ladies. I am excited to bring you today's topic of getting your mess cleaned up. And if you're new to this channel or you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for joining us on this journey. Being in an affair is not an easy thing by any means. And if you look out there on Google or online, you'll probably actually struggle finding the answers that you seek, because it's not very common to find support, an actual place for you to get the help that you need if you are that third person in the relationship of being in a relationship with a married man or someone that already has a relationship. And so this channel is purely here to support you on your journey to becoming whole again, to getting the support that you need. So today's topic is getting your mess cleaned up. And I have a funny story about that. I personally, one of Tony Robbins' head speakers, he only has a couple in the world, and one of them is located in Australia, and he runs a lot of his own work as well. And at one of his events, he goes on about the importance of getting your mess cleaned up. It is such a big topic. And essentially there's this quote that's, if you don't speak your truth, it's like a virus that spreads. And anything in your life that is not cleaned up, that is not actually properly, fully dealt with, and the chapter is finished and closed, anything that you've kind of left to the wayside thinking that time will heal it, yet at the same time, it's renting an energetic space in your body, it's time to get it cleaned up. Essentially, all these things weigh us down energetically, and if we don't clean them up, they will come out in cancer cells, or you name it, all sorts of things. Stress, tired, fatigued, if we don't clean up our mess. What is our mess? A mess can be simply a conversation that impacted us from years ago that we never actually said, hey, look, that actually hurt me. And I took it, this is how I took the conversation. It was probably not your intention at all, but I just wanted to have a conversation about it to clear the air around it. Well, it could be something as simple as that. And then being in an affair situation, it could be as big as getting this whole situation cleaned up. And so for me, I was working alongside this head speaker of Tony Robbins, working alongside him for a period of time, and he would go on about the importance of getting your mess cleaned up to his audience. And so for me, I went around cleaning up all my little messes and making sure that are all cleaned up, having little conversations with people that, I don't know, were your siblings or relationships or family or work relationships, or just any little messes that needed to be cleaned up. Also, not just relationship messes, but messes in your life, like accounts, taxes, all these things. Whatever you're putting off or avoiding looking at is a little bit of a mess that could impact your vibrational energy. And when you clean it up, it really lightens space in order for you to attract more healthy into your life. So when he was talking about the importance of getting your mess cleaned up, I at first was in complete denial around the affair mess. I didn't even want to look at it, to be honest. And it was just too big a factor that sometimes I wouldn't even see it as a mess, as a thing. And even though it rented so much space in my mind every single day, it was just too big to face. And so I would go about cleaning up all these little messes, and I would hear him say the importance of getting your mess cleaned up over and over and over again. And eventually I was like, oh my gosh, I have something I really need to clean up, and I don't want to clean it up because it just seems too confronting to clean up. And if you are in an affair dynamic at the moment, it's so easy to clean up the surface level fluff without actually addressing the real thing that's going on. So you might be, and this is something that I did, saying the affirmations, getting something cleaned up in your affair relationship around something that was said, without actually realizing, no, it's not about that little situation that happened between me and my affair partner. It's actually the fact that we're having an affair and that I am this side piece, and that I am living in secrecy and I'm living in the dark. And so it's so easy when I say, go get your mess cleaned up. Any of your mess, go address it, get it cleaned up. When I say that, it's so easy to go, okay, well, there was something that happened in my affair dynamic the other day that really hurt me, or that I want to mention and I want to clean up, or that I want to apologize for. And that's all good and well. And make sure when you are cleaning up your mess and acknowledging what are the things that I need to clean up in my life in order for me to flourish and thrive, what is the things that I'm actually avoiding taking action on? And what is it that I'm not willing to look at because it's just too deep and scary to confront? That is your mess. That is your mess. And it's not always easy to clean up our mess, but it is incredibly healing. And the reason we put it off and we put it aside and we think that time will heal things, or we just like put it on the back burner and look at other things in our life instead of that, is the very reason that you need to go back in and face it. Because when you face it, it heals it, it cleans it up, it gets rid of the energetic charge that you are holding around it, often unconsciously, because you don't want to look at it. So my invitation for you today is, what is your mess? And obviously, logically, being in an affair dynamic, it's easy to see this big mess. And you might have relationships with your parents or your co-workers or something that is a mess that you never addressed, and that I need to go speak to that person about that thing that is kind of haunting me from behind slowly. So these are the very things that is important. If you want to truly thrive in life, address those things. They're scary. It's not easy. That's why you put it off. But oh my gosh, it is the most freeing experience you can do, and energetically rewarding. I truly believe that sometimes kids are free because they don't have these burdens on their shoulders and they're free from them. And the more that we get older, sometimes we just let stuff stay on our shoulders, like sit there. And it's time to like take those bricks off your shoulders. If it's weighing you down, it's time to actually have the conversation and let it go, heal it for good. So if you don't speak your truth, it's like a virus that spreads. Where are you holding on to energy, holding on to experiences that are time to get where are you holding on to experiences that need to be cleaned up so you can finally let them go and free them for good? So I leave you with that. Where can you clean up some mess in your life from your past that is going to free you this year in fully allowing you to thrive without any of these strings that are holding you back? Alrighty, bye for now.